We basically rehearsed for 5 months. We did weapons training, tactical training. We did a lot of sparring, which for an actor, getting punched in the face is not something you're used to. A lot of times, you're like, come at me in this fashion? Okay, good, block. And that wasn't the kind of movie that this was. The fight scene, like David said, start here, go there. Let me toss up, see what else. Go on, get on the table, and then end up here. No, go to the, and basically, I took some shots. The guy took some shots, and, that's the kind of movie we wanted to do.
I just kept throwing activities at him. Again, the fighting, the martial arts training, the ride-alongs, tactical training. It was very advanced tactical training by this old LAPD SWAT dog, 35 years on LAPD, and a guy who's actually invented a lot of tactics that are in use around the world today. And it was sort of during that process of trust and with live ammunition, and they're firing back, right by each other's heads. I saw some sort of trust form there. But I think the big key to this was rehearsal. Unfortunately, in our business, often you only get actors like a month prior, if you're really lucky, and more often than not a week out. And it was this 5 months of total commitment that enabled them to so effortlessly portray that relationship on camera. And what you're seeing is for the most part, it's 90-something% scripted material. And it's difficultly scripted material because it has the cadence and lingo of law enforcement.
It almost felt really like a play because it was a thin script. Well, I don't even, what was it, like 90 pages or something like that? I'm like, usually it's like 120, and it was a lot of dialogue. And, you want to make a successful movie and something that, people like, so there was that kind of added pressure. But it reminded me almost in a way, and I was really enjoying the process of like a Sidney Lumet movie. Like, I love those movies like Serpico. And
you see that scene when they go to the party, they've all got their shoulders back, and there's something about these people you just wouldn't mess with them. And when we went the first day of shooting, I saw them on set because we left them alone during the rehearsal. And Jake had his shoulders back, and I said, how's it going? Ain't enjoying my coffee? He says, I lie awake 3 o'clock in the morning, I wake up and I think I got to go and fight crime, And I imagined him pulling people over and giving them traffic tickets on the way home.
I've written some spec scripts that have gone on to become films, and, at some point I decided I want to control the material. And it's interesting being a writer-director because I see being on set and having the cameras and having the crew there and the actors is kind of the ultimate rewrite. And because of the years of writing and the years of understanding script and continuity and story and tracking story points through, I can make very fast decisions as a director on set and not worry that I'm going to blow out some coverage I shot 5 days ago. And I'll throw lines at people live in real time. I'll hit the trailer, bang out 5 pages of sides, hand them to the actors in the middle of the day.
Which was always great, by the way.
They love that. There's sides all over the movie. If you take if you look, you can see them taped here and there, and that's usually when they have the bewildered expression. But it's all part of the storytelling, and I think part of the flaw of the current system is everything has to be so dialed in and so locked down before you even get to set, and we sort of kill the opportunity for creativity to evolve and flower and to get the better idea and execute almost in real time. But I mean, I love writing, and I'll always be a writer, and that'll always be part of my identity and core expression. But I love directing more than oxygen.
When I read the script, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe that, it has some of my culture, where I grew up. Things that I went, like quinceañeras, like, he wasn't messing around. There's one every week, and those are a blast. And, with the music and, it was special for me because you don't have a lot of times where something's written like this, and a lot of the times it's like, the Latin guy's like the sidekick or something. Here I felt like I was telling my own story, and I was telling my story with my family and also with my brother. And, from the get-go, I just couldn't, when they told me that I got the part, I was just ecstatic and, just kind of took took a moment. And then this movie in particular, like my brother, for instance, when Crash came out, he gave me a handshake. World Trade Center, which was one of the first starring roles that I had, you know, he shook my hand. And this one, he just gave me a hug.